Hello and a very good evening to you, world. Yes, it's author the Meerkat Man, the Mongoose Man, Grant Malcolm mcilrath, coming to you live from the Meerkat Mansion Research base with candlelight this evening on this beautiful 1st of January 2026. Can you believe it's another new year, everybody? And I hope you and your family and friends are staying safe no matter where you might be in the world. And I do send you all my very best wishes from the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve of the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project. As you have no doubt seen, for those who are following my work, you will know that I am a professional nature conservationist who qualified in 1993. I have done many films with the BBC, National Geographic, and Discovery Channel since then, and I have been working specifically on small carnivores, the shy five, the secretive creatures that most people never get to see in the wilderness. These are the ones I specialize in studying, specifically the meerkats and, of course, various mongoose species. I have studied banded mongoose in Queen Elizabeth Park in 1997 in Uganda, and I was fortunate enough to also visit the chimpanzee research area in the Kibale rainforest. So this evening, I thought I would just have a little chat with those who've been following all the beautiful and exciting adventures that have been happening recently in the reserve. You will no doubt know about the Ungulungu Meerkats, the film stars, the world famous Meerkat group that I have been studying since 2001. Well, they have recently had 4 babies, and I'm extremely excited about that. And we got the first live stream of the Ungulungu babies in history. So I'm really happy about that. You can check the live stream section and watch that for yourself. And there are many shorts that I've edited as well for your enjoyment. And I've also done some live streams recently of the world famous film star yellow mongoose. The species is Synictis penicillata. And of course, her name you should know by now if you've been watching the channel, Gakulu cucciolina cenerentola tsebokulodi. Now, the usual live streams are during the day. Hello, welcome out there. You are on a live stream, and this evening I'm just going to be taking some questions and answers. So please do feel welcome to put your comments out there. And I am going to read you some of my poetry. Yeah, you might wonder, this is a very strange thing to be coming across, but it's a live poetry reading from the author, the Meerkat Man. My Meerkats book was published in 2016, the first conservation book on meerkats ever done in history. And it contains 3 of my poems, 2 of which are about the world famous Ungulungu meerkats. Thank you so much for the likes and welcome everybody. Yes, it's candlelight story time with author the Meerkat Man, coming to you directly from the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve. And I've set up the candlelight because, of course, we're all about eco-friendly off-grid living here. I've got solar panel systems and candles. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get right to it. For those who know my work, I'm not going to introduce you to any more of that information. I'm going to go straight onto a poem that I wrote in the early 1990s in the Kalahari Desert in South Africa, to the northwestern side of South Africa, while I was watching wild meerkats. Yeah. And it's called Fragility in Flight. I enjoy doing eco poems and describing the imagery as I see it. I was walking with meerkats. So I'm going to read you what I've actually written here. I'm holding a little phone here with my information. And I was researching wild meerkats in the Kalahari all day back around 1996, as I did daily from before sunrise to after sunset, often for 15-hour days of observational data collection. This is just a bit of an introduction to the poem and why I've done this. I was being very meditative in the hyper-alert environment where any lapse in alertness can be instantly fatal. when my attention was transfixed by a fluttering insect. All right, my candlelight is adjusting here. All right. I felt humbled and astounded at how such a tiny creature could survive in the vast, open, harsh reality of the searing heat of that Kalahari summer, where temperatures soared beyond 45 degrees centigrade beneath the precious shade. Verses began to form in my mind. I remember seeing a spider before that captured butterflies, flies and moths, and hid itself beneath flower petals, a crab spider species. It became a symbol for potential danger in my verses. For those who know my poetry and my published poems, you will know that they have many different meanings. They're usually a metaphor for life. Please do send a comment of where you are currently watching from. I hope you've had a fantastic new year so far, and that it gets better and better, and that your family and friends are well. Yeah, please let me know if you have in fact visited the Kalahari Desert, yeah, in the northwestern side of South Africa. All right, let me continue. For me to be able to spend that moment in time watching the miraculous flight of that butterfly after it would have survived great challenges to be there, transported my imagination. The butterfly became a metaphor for life. The meerkats only glanced at the passing insect briefly, as it was beyond their rapacious reach. Now, meerkats will eat butterflies and moths, even though many people don't realize this, if they manage to dig them up or surprise them, but usually they are unable to catch them. I followed it and studied it as it fluttered about and landed briefly, drinking nectar from flowers before being swept away again by a breeze. It seemed to be quite erratic and moved around in apparent random swirls, and yet it achieved much in the time I viewed it. Now, this is not a made-up story, friends. It is a real observation of a butterfly while I was watching wild meerkats on an extremely inhospitable hot summer's day in the Kuruman ancient riverbed system. These are riverbeds where water may only flow every 40 or 80 years. Many hungry, wild eyes followed it about. This is the butterfly. And I felt happy to have had those prolonged moments in time with this fellow traveler on our miraculous planet. All right, that's the background. Hi there. Yeah, okay, get going. This is just the introduction, my friend. Hey, bro, I know how it was as a small creator. Keep going. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate the comment. And of course, this is all about being patient. As a research biologist, this is one of the first things, and an artist, that people need to learn. And I'm just giving you a little glimpse into this world. All right, Fragility in Flight, composed by Grant McIlrath, the Meerkat Man. Oh, lovely butterfly, as I watch you flutter by, I stop and ponder. Humanity can only wonder at this marvel of fragility, graciously gliding on rice paper wings of crimson feathery fire, mimicking the echo of past seasons' wing beats with an innate desire, soaring silently, erratically, higher and higher. Just below the earth we know, you struggled and crept, many moons you slept, emerging triumphant at last, fluttering away beyond our grasp. Lighter than a silky down feather, you may only endure the fairest of weather, swiftly swept up on gentle airy arms, flaunting shimmering iridescent lady charms. Prancing prettily hither and thither, momentarily pausing your careless flight to precariously alight on tantalizing blossoms, vibrant and bright. It is to them that you tenaciously cling as they pendulously swing, tentatively extending a shiny black velvet concertina coil of taste and smell towards a favorite food you know so well. Nature's voluptuous bounty of sweetest nectar and dew, like bees drawn inevitably towards golden honey, never fails to lure you. But beware of that eight-eyed, unblinking, glassy stare. It has fixated on you, whilst your clouded preoccupation probes anew. Rapacious ivory fangs are suddenly revealed, and yet the squat flowery body remains cryptically concealed, waiting with hungry patience between floral folds. An appearance like yours fits deliciously into a ravenous mold. Just beyond your vision, she stalks with stealthy precision. Away! Spread your fragile wings in flight, for here dwells one who wishes to feast. Make haste! Float away from this menacing beast. Randomly caught in an airy net, lifted away to safety, you soon forget. Narrowly escaping your fate, you have much to do yet, eternity must wait. Nothing is but chance, continuing your fantastic acrobatic dance, slicing ribbons through the cobalt dome, a voyager at ease in an invisible home. With sun yearning, your movements are transformed into twisting and turning. A collision course has been set today towards a courtship display. Individual lives are hypnotized into play. Hundreds of spherical lives you must now carry and lay, allowing them to mature and grow as you have one day. Escaping their terrestrial confines, they will go. Ever onwards, new lives they will sow, beckoned by the silent call, leading us all. So that was a little bit of a poem that I wrote when I was in the Kalahari Desert, watching a butterfly flying around with wild meerkats in an incredibly inhospitable climate. For those of you who know about the crab spider, you would have recognized in that verse. And thank you for the subscriptions and likes, people. I do appreciate it. I'm just having a casual evening here, and I thought I'd just share some thoughts. You're welcome to ask me any questions as well. How many of you have ever been to the Kalahari Desert in the northwestern side of South Africa? Do you know what it is like to experience 45 degrees centigrade heat? Yeah, that's just another bit of information I'd like to share with you. All right, I'm going to have a look at one of the other poems. There are a few poems published in the Meerkats book. This one is for all of our fitness friends out there. Of course, the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve is not only the home of the world famous meerkats from the Ungulungu Meerkat group and the Tsebokolodi Yellow Mongoose group. It is also the home of the Stone Dojo Gym, martial arts dojo, eco gym. And you are, in fact, welcome to visit it. So if you Google map search Stone Dojo, you will find out exactly where I am right now. All right, it's unique in the world, and it is in fact world famous as an outdoor gym. We often go on cycling adventures and running adventures around the reserve in this beautiful area of the Little Karoo, the Klein Karoo, in Lategansvlei, Oudtshoorn, Western Cape of South Africa. In my hometown, 40 degrees or 30. Oh, right. That's seriously hot as well. I'm impressed. Temperatures here can drop down to below zero, so the variation is extreme. And that is exactly why the meerkats and mongoose and other digging animals, the fossorial mammals, live in this area. They live in what I like to call wildlife hotels. You can check the various playlists on the channel and you'll find out more about that. All right, coming back to that in a moment, just to let you know, when animals make holes in the ground, these are basically insulated against the extremities of the climate. So it is like an air conditioning unit. In summer, beneath the ground is about 10 degrees cooler than the surface temperature, which can in fact exceed 50 degrees centigrade here. You can actually boil an egg on the surface. I've done it many times. And with many thousands of people who have visited me over the years, they've seen this for themselves as well. A shout out to any of you out there who have visited since I've been doing this since 1993. You may have seen my work with the BBC, National Geographic, or Discovery Channel. Maybe you've read the book. All right, on we go. And maybe you've seen it in the Super Bowl, one of my films back in 2010 with BMW International, BMW Unscripted. There were a series of 5 films, but I'm getting off the topic. Not that there is really a topic. It's about poetry and questions and answers this evening, and just wishing you all a happy new year. All right, this one is called Running on Air. For anybody out there who has exercised to the point of extreme exhaustion, this is a poem I wrote after doing a very long ride over 80 kilometers off-road near the Botswana border in South Africa and Botswana, where it comes into a very, very beautiful area of sand dunes, and it was extremely hot, and I didn't think I was going to survive. Whistling and whirring, shiny aluminium spoke rims are turning. Bristling whirlwinds, so smooth and fast, slicing the air to tattered ribbons as they go whizzing past. Running on air they glide on, no tension, no, not a care. Hypnotized by the monotonous quadriceps pumping, meditation, concentration, keep that back from slumping. Eyes riveted to the road, legs dance graciously as though there is no weighted load. Straining muscles contract and bunch, a ravenous stomach roars in anticipation of lunch. A rhythmic pulsating beat marks time with my feet and generates an internal burning heat. Perspiration beads upon my brow. How far to ride, I wonder. But there's no stopping now. Released endorphins gush madly through my bulging veins. Surfing the crimson crest of a tidal wave of blood, onwards they flood to soothingly drain any vestiges of pain. I'm elated, entranced at last, as I skim virtually beyond nature's gravitational grasp. Now, for those of you who have done running, especially, or cycling to the point of near exhaustion, you will know what I'm talking about when I tell you about that endorphin flood. It's incredible. This one is about a dung beetle. Some of you may have seen it, but it is a very beautiful little creature. It's a very hard working creature, and it rolls dung and then lays a larva inside it. This one I call Rolling with Nature's Six-Legged Bulldozer. It's a short poem only. There's another world just beneath our feet. Rolling, rolling, it can never cease, forever rolling to enjoy a feast. Nature's six-legged bulldozer is a rolling beast. It's as simple as that. The next one is about the grass ate my boots. Yeah, I am talking about a grass species that is so highly toxic and viscous, Schmittia kalahariensis. You can Google check that if you like, Schmittia kalahariensis, and you can of course find the written out verses on the poetry playlist. This one is about this nasty grass that actually coats meerkats with a sticky substance that hardens like super glue, and they end up actually nibbling off this hardened glue from their ears and on each other, and they can actually remove entire ears. It is absolutely terrible. So this grass species coated my boots, and if you ever have come across this film with Nick Stringer and National Geographic, it was with myself and Professor Tim Clutton-Brock. A big shout out to you out there, Tim, in Cambridge University, Britain, Large Animal Research Group, or LARG. Yeah, we were walking out early one morning and the National Geographic team was focusing on my boots, these old beaten up leather boots, as we walked to the meerkats, and you could see the holes in my boots. And in fact, it is because the grass did indeed eat my boots. They coated the leather, cracked the leather, and broke it. And when they got onto your legs, it was a terrible thing too. Goodbye, my friend. Thank you for stopping over. I appreciate your view, and thanks for the likes and subs. All right, let's talk more about this. Kalahari sourgrass, Schmittia kalahariensis. It is called suurgras in Afrikaans. This grass covers vast areas of the Kalahari Desert after heavy rainfall. It is very sticky and acidic and highly irritating to any skin surfaces, and it destroys clothing. Over 7 years in the Kalahari wilderness, I had many pairs of shoes eaten away by this grass. My tatty shoes even featured in an internationally screened National Geographic documentary called Meerkat Madness. Originally it was going to be titled Walking with Meerkats. You can still find it all over the internet. This is back in 2000 where the camera follows me walking at a low angle with a focus on my old, worn-out, grass-eaten boots. This poem is for all who have experienced the Kalahari grass up close, and a warning to anybody who has not. As I enjoy mentioning, it is nice from far, but far from nice. And the grass ate my boots. Watching wild meerkats can be sticky, it is true. Walking with them daily from sunrise to sunset is meerkat magic. But I will never forget the following experience and my shoes. While following meerkat groups for thousands of hours as they foraged through a certain long green grass, had uncomfortable consequences too. Kalahari sour grass, Schmittia kalahariensis, is no friend of the shoe, legs, or any part of you. Itching and scratching, it coated my legs, leaving them red, blistered, and raw. The grass burned me, and it was sore. Battered and worn, tattered and torn, the grass licked my boots with their corrosively tongued blades. Don't let your boots get covered in that sticky glue. This is what you can try to do. Go and scrub them well and scrub them fast, for as surely as acid burns, so does the innocent appearing grass. Alas, there was nothing I could do. They had already succumbed to this burning goo. And the grass ate my boots. Beware, it does not eat yours too. All right, this next one is for all our arachnid fans out there. Hello to everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful evening on this 1st of January 2026. And as promised to some of my friends around the world, I said I would do a live poetry reading and answer some questions. Yeah, this is not something you're going to come across again in a hurry, so let me get on with it. Invisible threads. It was a magnificent sunset, and I sat entranced, and the slightest movement caught my glance. Upon a single thread, a miraculous web formed before my eyes from a predatory spider few have spied. Alone at first, patient daylight fades, cloaked in inky veil. A sudden burst, driven onwards by an insatiable thirst, swiftly begun, innately spun, spirals with which no craft can compare, woven as if from air, tightly bound without the slightest sound, rushing relentlessly, resolutely round and round, a single pause before adding the final strand. Hidden you remain, with threads you are sustained, arachnid's eternal game. Darkness lurks, no time to shirk, a banquet awaits, with no set date, as if time itself stands still, mesmerized, trapped by a woven pull, shimmering, gleaming, invisibility unseeming, yet moonlight beaming. The only trace across your dreamlike place, alone at first, unquenchable thirst. Beyond your multi-eyed sight, crystals flare deep and bright. Beyond your reach, an inky net mocks your imitation, which could never be as vast as the one encompassed within the cosmic grasp. Along precision, near invisible tripwires of predetermined fate, you precariously await. Soon they will arrive, upon them whom you shall predate. Dawn has come, diamonds dangle dancingly, deliriously in your unhappy net, dripping to thirsty earth, and yet you are not alone anymore. A deafening, thread-thrashing, tearing, tangled roar. Shiny wing beats, tormented strangle. In your masterpiece they now dangle, awaiting you, host of this one-way hotel. All are welcome, but none bid you farewell. A juicy feast quenches this miraculous beast. For now it is time to dine on your own silky fare, another night to await for those unaware. You are alone at first. You begin your well-practiced verse. Night has returned yet again. Your appetite burns without end. Hello out there, friends. I hope I didn't scare you, but that is the life of a spider making a web and then eating it before dawn, catching the unfortunate few who manage to get tangled within. This next poem is an eco poem about the porcupine. Yes, the largest rodent out here with prickles all over it, also known in Afrikaans as the Eystervark, which means iron pig, if you translate it directly. Eyster is iron, vark is pig. Hello out there, welcome. You are on a poetry reading with myself, author the Meerkat Man. 3 of these poems are from my Meerkats book, published internationally in 2016. And I'm just giving you a bit of a background as I sit here on a beautiful evening. And happy New Year to you. I hope it's a beautiful one ahead. On we go. This one is called Pie Delight. As a professional wildlife research biologist and nature conservationist, I myself, Grant Malcolm McIlrath, the Meerkat Man, the Mongoose Man, often stay in complete wonder at the natural world around me, like these meerkats you can see on my poster ahead of us, and often feel inspired to try and capture the essence of what experience I am enjoying by painting it in words. Welcome to everybody. Please do use your AI translation or captions. You can also watch the live stream later, and you can read these poems at your leisure under the playlist for poetry by myself. Countless times over the decades, I have upset certain audiences with my eco, journalism, and conservation-inspired poems and passion for nature. I hope these poems reach a positive and receptive audience, as nature conservation, although my profession should be a concern of every citizen of this incredible planet we all call home. A conservation through education awareness poem about the plight of the porcupine. Yes, I'm not talking about the big 5 and the elephant. I'm not talking about ivory. I'm talking about pied ivory. Yeah. Have you ever wondered where all the porcupine quills come from? They're not farmed. So how do people end up getting them? This poem investigates this. Imagine now, please, friends, you are a porcupine. In the moonlight, glistening bright, snorting, snuffling through the back velvet light. Your pied cloak of bristles rattle, you stamp your feet, gnawing, chewing nature's feast, roots, bulbs, you search for and eat. Who mocks your defensive beauty now? They wear what is not theirs by right. Your ancestors have walked on the silent path generations past. Who now arrives to plunder your ancient splendor? Your own defensive measures now become human pleasures. Trinkets, necklaces, oh so grand they feel, around their necks and hands lampstands. Can they not feel your pain as your lifeblood is drained, to fuel their desires, to quench your rodent life fire? But what is the true cost of this pied ivory treasure? When seen in nature, it has value beyond measure, a living protected treasure. Humans rage about you chewing on water pipes. Yes, you sometimes dig these out. Gnawing on them, it is true. If only they raise these pipes up along a fence, you could not chew on these if beyond your reach. No longer would you damage what they put there, nature and humans living together in harmony and understanding. Then perhaps they would not kill you, then sell your defense and lay a snare. They could protect you, O crater plow on legs, breaking up the hardened soil so new life and water can become entrenched. Previously barren soil can now become drenched. You are a pioneer farmer mammal of ancient wisdom. You live in balance with life around you. But still, humans mock your natural wealth. They do not use stealth. They rip and tear. They have no care but to lay their snare, destroy your ancient earthy home. When will this madness cease? When will they begin to care? It is too late when you lie in agony in their unselective snare. Then they come to pull out, pluck you clean, what used to shimmer and gleam, a pied delight. Your quills become perverse lust. Now your quills lie in shops to be sold. Is it now your curse, this once proud prickly cloak, gathering dust? Now you are hunted day and night. Do none care about your plight? Who will be your voice? Who will be your champion? You should have a choice, to live in peace, to be left alone in nature's home. Humans mock your beauty when they support a demand that can't be sustained. The porcupine population is being needlessly drained until none shall remain. Who will champion your plight? Precious, harmless forager of the night. Nature needs you to dig and plow. To distribute new seeds as only you know how. To maintain a balance, to live free of fright. 15 years or more you may live following ancient footprints. We wish to experience your delight, understanding that you are a priceless treasure when alive and free. Nowhere are you farmed or bred for your quills, simply killed to pay the bills. We hope that those who read these verses understand, or those who hear them too. So many have no voice who live off the land. Without your support of their plight, without you saying no, they have only one place left to go. Extinction is forever, darker than night. When you support unsustainable products, you end up killing the very source of the beauty that once roamed alive and free. All right, friends, poetry lovers out there, that was an eco poem about the porcupine, what I call a crater plow on leg, a beautiful mammal that lives here protected in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve. A big shout out to you, Alessia Torchini in Italy and Asia Chile for your sponsorship and help building artificial dens and burrow systems for the digging animals where these holes have been destroyed by farming and housing practices over hundreds of years. This poem is called the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, and it is indeed fitting that this is the first reading of this on a live stream on the 1st of January 2026. A happy new year to you all. It is about watching meerkats from the Ungulungu Meerkat group, which are world famous, and enjoying their day as it unfolds. For those who are meerkat fans, I'm sure you will understand these verses. Alone I sit, darkness shifts, fiery threads weave, a golden tapestry from the inky blackness into cobalt blue. Not much longer, I think. Soon I will begin to see that cautious blink, that twitching nose covered in sand, that meerkat magical moment when the secretive shy five creatures emerge from the land. Like domed mushrooms, heads begin to appear. Slowly, tentatively, I sense their fear. A chirping sound is heard, but not from a bird. It resonates near my feet, high pitch with a rapid beat. Another call, merely one of 34, echoed by other waking voices. All around they appear with dusty faces. Welcome. I hope you're having a beautiful New Year's celebration. This is a poem about the meerkats from my Meerkats book. All around they appear with dusty faces from beneath the breeding mound. A golden shroud of silky brown hair glows while masked faces stare. Many hazel brown eyes shine, squeezing shut, blink, blinking, sleepy sandy tears. They have accumulated these overnight in huddled warmth below the ground, trickling trails down velvet masks, shiny and wet. What dreams, I wonder, are these little erdmaennchen animalities slow to forget? A quick shout out to our German viewers. Erdmaennchen is German for meerkats or Suricates, basically translating to earth people, earthmen. Snoozing, heads nodding, grey solar panel tummies stretched, tripod tails etch the sand where they stand. The faces glance, curious as if in a sleepy trance, at me, the meerkat man, sitting patiently here. There is no need to fear. For those who watch this and see it later, please do enjoy the live stream of the 4 new babies born in the Ungulungu Meerkat group only a few days ago, right here protected in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve. They are world famous, and I've been following the Meerkat group, the Ungulungu Meerkats, since 2001. On we go with their day. Bottle brush, bodies spread out and gather near, slender backs arch and stretch, tails begin to curve over and bend, in anticipation of yet another celebration, of a banquet lying in wait. Beneath a myriad of feet, some invertebrate snacks will have an unfortunate fate. Hello out there. Happy New Year. Please let me know where you're watching from. And most importantly, do you know the work that I've been doing since 1993 with the BBC, National Geographic and Discovery Channel, Meerkat films, mongooses? I am currently reading some of my poems. This one is from the Meerkats book published in 2016 around the world. It's the first Meerkat book ever published on Meerkat conservation. A sudden shriek, a growling bark, and little earthlings leave puffs of sand as they descend below into the dark. A pale chanting goshawk traces feathery circles high above in the dome beyond Meerkat reach. Another moment reveals an empty sleeping burrow like a desolate beach. The sunbathers have gone. There is no more twittering song. The predator loses interest and disappears. Transformed into a tiny speck before my eyes, distant wing beats fade rapidly from my ears. Cautiously, bobbing up and down from the earthy brown, looking left and right and all around for any sign of danger past, the wild Ungulungu Meerkat group soon returns to bake before their idol of searing warmth. It soars higher, they watch it go, mesmerized like mindless zombies before soul's burning might. Slow heartbeats pass, warm and satisfied, they begin to yearn. Tormenting hunger begins to burn. Sharp nails scrabble and scratch. In unison, contented bodies turn, with practiced precision, accepting their daily offering of solar fare. Just to let you know, anybody out there who watches and sees this in the future or at any time, meerkats are what I call nature's solar panels. Hello out there, welcome. They are the equivalent of solar panels, and they bake their bellies and they get mesmerized by the sunlight every single day. And if it is overcast, they will stop whatever they are doing, if they're looking for food or running away from a predator, and turn as if they cannot help it, as if they are mesmerized. And that's why I mentioned like mindless zombies turning towards the sun. The equivalent of a human caffeine fix. Now they are ready for more crunchy fare. The pulsating orb climbs hypnotically higher, leaving a shimmering haze. Today was over 42 degrees centigrade, incidentally, people out there. Centigrade, and it can go over 50 degrees centigrade here in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve in South Africa. A myriad of flowers slowly stretch. With their phototropically bright petals, they seem to gaze, searching tirelessly for the immensely powerful, life-giving beams from above. The impatient orb is skating on the rim of the surrounding great black mountains, searing the ground, radiation beating relentlessly and harshly down. Noses twitch, twitch, disruptively cryptic patterns bristle, nails scratch and itch. Little ivory needle teeth nibble, young whining pup voices quibble. Clickety-clack, they begin to groom. A few start to aerobically sweep out their sandy room. Like a large hotel, this real estate must never be allowed to degenerate. A quick side note here, wildlife hotels are burrow systems. Never mind the Trump Hotel or the Ritz or any other fancy or internationally renowned human hotel. Wildlife hotels can be thousands of years old, and they are inherited from one generation to the next, and many, many different inhabitants live in them that sleep in different rooms or chambers, just like a hotel. So the meerkats basically maintain and renovate these on a daily basis. More bodies join in, burrow cleaning first before breakfast can begin. This is not a scene from a zoo, nor a surreal dream, but exists and is true. It is the start of another Meerkat Magic Day, one of countless thousands like it for me, over 11 years or more. But each day is uniquely special, unlike any other that has gone before. Just a side note, this is when I wrote the book, so it is way outdated. I have been studying wild meerkats and mongooses since 1993 as a professional nature conservationist. So this is just a memory trip down a few years ago. These magical times have been mine to enjoy over many a year, and now you can experience them too. Timelessness transcending both me and you. These animals are totally wild, but have no fear of me and a select few visitors being near. This is due to the highly selective habituation calls that have earned their trust. I've done videos and articles about this. Good evening, friends. Welcome to the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, the Meerkat Mansion Research Base, by candlelight and a poetry reading. Please do sound off in the comments where you are from if you would like to participate. And if you have any questions, I will be reading them as I go along. I can see them on my screen. Here we go back to the poem from the Meerkat's book. Visiting this unique Meerkat Magic Valley is a must. The day's journey has only just begun. Following wildlife invisibly and unobtrusively is tremendously rewarding fun. You can check out the live stream of the Ungulungu Meerkats from a few days ago. And we were the first to see this happening. 4 babies emerged. So you can actually see what it's like to be a wildlife researcher studying meerkats, if you have not done this yourself, and only a handful of people ever have. This is a poem about that experience. Watching wild meerkats that have become accustomed to research biologists over decades. House cleaning and romping play cease. The let's go get food ball begins to increase, reverberating from many throats as if without end. And then, furious scratching, scorpion catching, larvae are revealed, geckos remain concealed. An ant bites hard, it will not let go. A young pup's nose is now adorned with remaining jaws. This looks really sore. Another quick note on the side here to explain the poem as I go along. Meerkats eat many scorpions on a daily basis, and I like to say scorpions are the equivalent of meerkat dessert. Yes, they will go absolutely ballistic, searching for scorpions down to 2 meters beneath the ground, and they will dig them up, and if they get stung by venom that could easily kill a human being, they will simply scratch themselves and continue on their journey as if nothing has happened. They have an incredibly high tolerance to neurotoxic venom from the scorpion. I myself have been stung by one of these scorpions and was hospitalized and in intensive care and nearly died, being completely paralyzed by the neurotoxins, which meerkats simply shrug off. So I have a massive amount of respect for them simply from that perspective alone. Certainly not something I wish on anybody. It is now adorned with remaining jaws. This looks really sore. I'm referring to Camponotus ants. Ants will bite the meerkats on the nose and ears, and baby meerkats don't know any better, so they run around an ant nest, getting more and more bitten, and the ants have terribly painful burning formic acid, which they are not at all reluctant to use on baby meerkats who run around. The young are a teacher's main concern. They must try and avoid the searing burn from the ant's bite and how to wait their turn. Now is the age to learn, learn, learn. Welcome everybody out there. You're watching a live stream directly from the Meerkat Magic Valley in South Africa on this beautiful 1st of January 2026. And I'm reading one of the poems from the Meerkats book, published in 2016, available around the world. Grab and snatch, bite off the tail first to dispatch. That venomous neurotoxic sting, around a meerkat the scorpion is no longer king. If you have ever been stung by a scorpion, please mention it in the comments, because you will be part of the Survivor Club with myself. I'm talking about Parabuthus granulatus for anybody out there who knows it. You'll know it's one of the deadliest scorpions in the world. Meerkats eat them on a daily basis and carry on about their days even when they get stung, as if nothing has happened. One of these can paralyze a human and even cause cardiovascular failure, paralysis, and death. So they are not a joke. Imagine the meerkats eating these and giving them to a baby who has never even encountered one. So the babies learn before too much longer to bite off the tail for themselves. On we go with the poem. Rapidly eaten, toxins are beaten like a tasty dessert or a potentially lethal flirt. A venomous snake hisses, puffed up tails rise from one and all. A wailing sound is heard from a pup, a distress call. Relentless mobbing, heads and tails bobbing, a nipped snake's tail here and there, and off it glides, to find a more peaceful, uninterrupted by meerkat's repose, to continue its doze. For anybody out there who is afraid of snakes, many people have a great fear of snakes. Our Nudgenivier, the Cape Cobra snake video, got over 1.2 million views and went viral in a day. Thank you to you, Google, for your support of my work, because we are directly affiliated with you because of that snake video. So I am a great protector of snakes in the reserve, and they are all welcome, and they're part of an integrated system here. The Puff Adder video, Bitus arictans, received over 57,000 views as well. So the income generated from advertising revenue actually goes into generating funds, which I share with the local community around the reserve, the Shongololo team. You can Google them if you're interested to find out more. Team Shongololo. Also check Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, etc. However, snakes are often blamed, and they have not even hunted a person or attacked a person, and yet people will not hesitate quite often to simply kill or injure or maim the snake, which is tragic. Meerkats who are hunted by snakes day and night and can kill snakes will usually leave the snake alone after a brief encounter of trying to drive it away from the area. And if the snake does not leave, the meerkats will leave. Welcome. On we go with the poem. So, as I've mentioned, the meerkats can kill snakes, and yet they don't, and that's why I call it nature's classroom. Lying in wait, a jackal tries to pounce. The meerkats, alarmed, rapidly bounce. Meerkats, when they stand together, can drive off even a Canis masomellis, a black-backed jackal, which is what looks like a small Alsatian dog. It's one of their primary predators, and we also get Felis caracal. The caracal is a medium-sized cat that will also hunt meerkats. But when meerkats stand together, they can overcome many predators simply by intimidating the predator. It may seem incredible and incongruous, but they do this by puffing up their hair, and this is called piloerecting the hair. It stands out like an angry bottle brush, and they will bend their tails over their back and all group together and advance, bouncing together. as one organism to chase off predators many, many times their size. It's incredible to see, and I've been fortunate to see it over the years. All together, an invincible team, cryptic back patterns tease and confuse, the hapless predator is sure to lose. The survival technique is in place. Each meerkat will stand by and face a lesser danger like this. But should a large eagle appear, all these warm bodies will disappear into the safety of a nearby bolt hole beneath the ground, teasingly close, yet safe and sound. Up, up, Rafiki, the wild meerkat goes, climbing steadily, sniffing with his long nose. He now stands and guards, up in a dead tree. All others are safe. He will remain at his post far longer than most. Quick side note here, meerkats can climb up onto objects over 8 meters high off the ground. I have witnessed them climbing up into Acacia areoloba, the camel thorn trees, which are so famous in the Kalahari Desert. A good evening and a happy new year to you. Please, anybody who joins the stream, do drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. You're watching a live stream from the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, the home of the world famous Ungulungu meerkats, on this 1st of January 2026. All right, so meerkats can stay up on guard for many hours. It's not a turn, it is not a sentinel. They're doing it for another reason. If you have an idea what that reason may be, even if you're not on the live stream and you see this, please do comment and I will get back to you. Without even a bite of food to eat, while the Ungulungu meerkat forages contentedly in tranquil harmony for breakfast below his feet. Rafiki will primarily look after himself, though, if danger approaches. He will be the first to go into the bolt hole close to the tree. We can observe from this natural lesson of how, by preserving our own well-being, we are able to give to others benevolently, it would seem. An individual survival is prioritized first, and then others may benefit who are less well-versed in guarding, foraging, scent marking too. In wild meerkats, dominance is experience-based and not determined by size or weight. Experience decides a meerkat's fate. A good evening and a very happy new year to you. You're watching a live stream all the way from the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve in South Africa by candlelight, as I read one of the poems from the Meerkats book, published in 2016. Finally, hungry mouths are fed. A sleeping burrow is approached. It is almost time for bed. Exhausted bodies now huddle and bunch. They only had a short siesta after breakfast and lunch. For those who have ever been on a visit with me since 2001, or in fact from 1993 in the Kalahari Desert, you may have seen how meerkats after eating well will go and lie under the shade of the trees, and that is why I call this a siesta. The last winks of light rapidly fade into secretive murky depths, softly contented humming sounds, grooming, hugging and yawns. Then one by one, the wild Ungulungu meerkat group disappear into the safety of the ground until dawn. I blink once, twice. Was today just a dream? Dark meerkat-filled holes in the sleeping burrow system mock me. This is as close as I will be to the secretive underground lives of the magical, mythical meerkats. Like a fantasy, they seem unreal. I breathe deeply, enjoying the feel that these animals are wild and free. They are a natural phenomenon observed daily here at the Meerkat Magic, in nature's harmony, and never tamed or fed or kept as pets, as some still are tragically and illegally imprisoned in captivity. Good evening, welcome and Happy New Year. This poem is from the Meerkats book, published in 2016. You're watching live from the Meerkat Mansion Research Base in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve in South Africa. This is called Sleepy Sunset with the Ungulungu meerkats, who are world famous. Flowing energy, life profound, synchronistic movements all around. hunger-satiated, grubby claws, dusty noses, shiny eyes, and open maws. Content, huddling, soothing sounds, social bonding before a night underground. Curled up, warm, sleepy breathing, the earth and inner sanctum, trusted, rejuvenating, healing. Saddened to see them go, wishing I could join them in security below. Darkness rushes in, burrows fade, swallowed by night. Happy memories still burn my sight. Good night, mythical earth people, erdmannen. Good night. The next poem, and the last one for this evening, is called The Silent Call. This is also in the Meerkat's book. It is about an insect called the cicada, which lives in the Meerkat Magic Valley, and wild meerkats and mongooses react to it. Good evening to you and a happy new year. All of those who are watching, thank you for your likes. I do appreciate it. The Silent Call. As a professional wildlife biologist and nature conservationist, I often stare in complete wonder at the natural world around me and often feel inspired to try and capture the essence of what I experience by painting it in words. This poem is dedicated to all the thousands of meerkat-friendly visitors from around the world who have heard the cicada when visiting me over the years. You may be one of them, in fact. The following poem attempts to capture what I have experienced over many years while watching wild and free meerkats, Suricates, of the Ungulungu group in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve of the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project. Please do check out that live stream. A good evening to you and Happy New Year. Coming to you live from the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve of the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project here in South Africa, Oudtshoorn and Western Cape. This poem is The Silent Call, and it is about an insect. The cicada is a very important and yet diminutive insect that lives in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve. I have listened to the cicada for countless hours, and I have realized how important it is in the ecology as the equivalent of an alarm system, neighborhood watch. Many people hear this diminutive insect around the world, but when the sound of this insect stopped being heard, I realized that animals in the area were on high alert, and that resulted in this poem, The Silent Call. Cicadas are insects. Here we go. Secretively hidden in plain sight. Good evening, welcome. Happy New Year. Compound eyes shining bright, drinking and feasting on delicious plant sap, but like a hidden snare, all visitors here should beware. Caught by the all-seeing eyes in this insect alarm triggering trap. Cryptically cloaked, adorned with transparent, blotchy bark, back-patterned wings, timbals in your abdomen vibrate, allowing you to sing. Resonating louder on the hottest of days, beating in rhythm with a pulsating, shimmering furnace heat haze. As if you were nature's own finely tuned bush thermometer, as the heat rises, so do your singing exercises. The shrouded, secretive, subtle mask this diminutive spy wears in daily bask attempts to never reveal this creeping insect to our bewildered days, unless it is disturbed when it launches into a rapid buzzing flight, only to land once again and vanish from human sight. Within any disturbance, no matter how small, the most piercing alarm of all is from the cicada's silence call. The silence echoes, reverberating throughout the myriad senses that perceive potential threat who reside in balanced rivalry in the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, and yet the silent call is louder than a deafening roar to all those who cannot ignore what the sudden change in piercing volume screams. The multifaceted ommatidia compound eyes of the sneaky cicada tell no lies. Being a true master of nature's neighborhood watch, if danger is sighted, its song once ignited is suddenly gone, extinguished and replaced with a warning gong, shattering any neighbor's slumbering dreams. In the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, silence is never as peaceful as it seems. So, the Neighborhood Watch is a series of wildlife alarms, and when an insect such as the cicada stops making this call, even the Ungulungu meerkats that you see in this poster ahead become highly alert, and that's from an insect lack of alarm, because silent call is in fact the alarm. Hence the poem, The Silent Call. This one is called Run Run Tok Toki Run Run. This is about an insect which is often eaten by meerkats and mongooses. It's a bit of a fun poem in some ways, but not for the beetle, because sometimes of the year, these tenebrionid beetles, flightless beetles that have their wing panels, the elytra fused, get eaten by the thousands. And they make a little tok, tok, tok. And they occur throughout Africa. There are many different species, and they try to attract a mate, and of a certain species by the number of taps on the ground. Of course, they can also attract a predator. So that is the premise for this poem. Tok, tok, tok. Who goes there? Tok, tok, tok. Little shiny beetle, have a care. Tok, tok, tok. Everything seemed fine. You called. But unfortunately this time, another has arrived to dine. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run, a marauding meerkat with a gaping maw, with sharp, constantly scrabbling claws, has heard your breeding call. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run. You flip onto your back, your stiff legs held up into the air. To some you may appear to be dead, but not to the hungry meerkat sniffing your head. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run. Its scratching nails fail to impale your armored shell. They drag you around. The ground scratches with a harsh, scraping sound. You seem to realize your fate. Now playing dead may be too late. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run. This may be your last verse. You try to escape. However, the meerkat has other plans for you first. Crunch, crunch, Tok Toki, crunch, crunch. Sadly, you have just become lunch. Another Tok Toki beetle has answered your tapping call, but too late. The meerkat moves on to another snack date. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run. If only you had answered the call before. Now it is too late. Run, run, Tok Toki, run, run, lest you share in your partner's fate. So that is about a beetle that the meerkats and mongooses eat. It makes a tapping sound on the ground, an attention-drawing sound that we can even hear as observers. And whenever I see them, I always feel the sympathy, because I know they are not only attracting a mate, they are also in fact attracting a potential disaster from a predator that is hunting them and listening for the sound. And of course, they learn over time. This next poem is called Feeling Deeply. And it goes as follows. Time has no purchase here. Imagination remains forever unshackled here. Happiest memories ignite here. Pessimism is extinguished here. Infinite possibilities exist here. The magical forest of the mind. Unfathomably deep roots intertwine, relentlessly penetrating every recess they can find. There is no need to hide. Reveal and let your innermost beauty shine. You opened my eyes when I thought I could already see. You gifted my vision with infinite possibilities. Whenever my shuttered lids flutter open, revealed portals decipher encrypted messages from all around. rushing flurries of thought leaves eddying around abound, crashing through me with inspirational comprehension beyond sight and sound. With deft, artistic, liberating mentorship, empowered me to begin to see nature's unclouded reality, the magnitude of what can be perceived, created, and believed. Feeling deeply, colors and sound, even life infinitesimal is profound. Your inspiration dissolves boundaries and sets no bounds. All right, everybody, thank you for joining the stream. I do hope that you have a beautiful rest of 2026. I'm going to sign off now. Please remember, I will be live streaming Yellow Mongoose and Meerkats again over the year. I do hope you like and subscribe and join the channel. All the very best.